Hi, my name is Nurul Anisatra binti Nur Asfari. Bushfire are not uncommon in Australia. In many ways, through the year of 2019 and 2020 season was predicted. The first significant bushfire erupted even before the spring officially arrived in June, and additional out-of-control fire erupted at the start of September 2019. The bushfire scorched more than 46 million acres, an amount approximately equal to Syria's whole country. Thousands of flames destroyed at least 3,500 homes and thousands of other structures. According to News 2020, more than 4,000 people were admitted to hospital due to the smoke as the fire burned for weeks. The incident also killed more than 30 people and caused air pollution throughout the country, which is harmful to human health. This incident also affects animals. According to conservative prediction, nearly 1 billion mammals, birds, and reptiles will be lost. This does not include insects, whose number has been estimated to be in the hundreds of billions. In addition, a number of endangered species are also on the verge of extinction.
My name is Nurul Fahana binti Mazaimi. The first cause of Australian bushfire is because of the climate change. The various weather conditions for a given location on the Earth are referred to as climate. A change in the average climate or climatic variability that lasts for a long time is referred to as climate change. In recent decades, Australia has become increasingly warmer, and this trend is projected to continue. Scientists have long predicted that as the environment becomes hotter and drier, fire would become more common and intense. Bushfires are becoming more likely as weather patterns get more harsh and temperature rise, allowing them to travel quicker and further. Next cause of bushfire season in Australia is because of the human cause itself. Many fires are caused by either purposely, arson, or carelessness, but they usually occur in easily accessible places and are quickly put out. That humans cut the tree and damage the natural resources for their own benefit, like want to produce paper, make a house, and so on. So when there are many trees that are being cut down, this will affect to the area where there are no oxygen that are produced. Between 1999 and 2014, the researchers calculated the species of almost 150,000 that's in the report. They discovered that almost a third of all firefighting species are spent to the human cause itself, where they need to spend on how to protect the trees, on how to protect the natural resources, and so on. Lastly, the cause of bushfire season is because of the weather. Dry lightning has ignited most big forest fires in isolated places in recent years. During the summers, the fuel for wildfire is more than usual, and bushfire must to form megafire, which generate their own weather and spread the fire even further. By carrying burning embers into the air, some winds aid in the rapid spread of flames. This is referred to as spotting, and it has the potential to ignite a new fire up to 40 km downwind in the front of the fire.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Badrul Amin, and I will explain about related issue, which is forest fire in Indonesia 2019. The burning usually peaks from July to October during Indonesia's dry season. Many farmers take advantage of the conditions to clear vegetation for palm oil, pulp, and paper plantation using the slash and burn method. The haze has spread to Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Philippines, causing a significant deterioration in air quality. In Malaysia, hundreds of schools have been forced to close after the haze reached very unhealthy level. Pollutant standard index levels in Singapore went beyond the 100 mark for the first time in 3 years, which is reached the hazardous level. Besides irritating the respiratory tract and the eye, pollutant in the haze can cause serious long-term damage to health. The indices used to measure air quality in the region show that air quality is considered the most dangerous as it can enter deeper into the lung. It has been associated with causing respiratory illness and lung damage. Over the years, forest fires have destroyed much of the natural habitat of Indonesia orangutan and released large amounts of carbon into the atmosphere. Indonesia has been dumped millions of liters of water in affected areas and has sent the army to help firefighters. The slash and burn technique is easiest way for farmers to clear their land and help them get rid of any disease that may affect their crops. But it's not just small-scale farmers at work here. The concern is many of these fires are started by big corporations that want to plant oil palm plantation. Indonesia is the world's biggest producer of palm oil and the demand for the commodity has been rising. Slash and burn is illegal in Indonesia but has been allowed to continue for years, with some saying corruption and weak governance have contributed to the situation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Norzati binti Muhammad Syair and I will present about the implication of the Australia bushfire season 2019 until 2020. The first implication of Australia bushfire season 2019-2020 is loss of life. At the end of the Australia bushfire season on 2020, it was said that the worst among the modern history of the Australia. It is due to the damage and the loss of life, homes and shelter that were recorded higher than before. According to Walters and Cox 2020, reported that there were 33 people have died during the Australia bushfire, which they believe that the fire was hastily spread all over the forest and affected residential area. The whole world mourn for all the loss in this incident which their family members and their beloved ones have involved. The UN stated that there are more than 18 million hectares totally burned down. Also 5,900 buildings have damaged, where 2,800 from the total are homes. Not just that, animals and plant species and population also facing declination, where more than 3 million total have affected due to this reason. This brings a great loss and degradation of the habitat both for human and nature, since it depending on each other to have a good cycle of ecosystem. The second implication is loss of diversity. Australia is habitat and shelter for more than 2,100 until 3,100 species of animal on the land and in the sea. Australia also a well-known country with its uniqueness on the animals and plant species that live there. The rare and uncommon species are found and have been discovered by the expertise and scientists like Lee Dunart, which are mouse like marsupial and black glossy cockatoo. The Australia that also being called as Kangaroo Island is facing hard times since the green and fresh forest environment have turned into ashes, where almost 80% of that area have been affected due to the bushfire. This shows that the animals habitat at Australia is at the profound stage, where it recorded that more than 300 species including animals and plants are threatened extinction, such as koalas, kangaroo, possum and other than that, the endangered species of animals and plants that are at the edge of the extinction, like leek orchid, nightcap oak, Willamy pine, and long-footed botoro. All of these animals and plants majorly cannot be found at somewhere else, which bring a grave concern and worries towards the scientists and expertise in the nature and science world. The last implication is public health. The Australia bushfire season have caused various environmental pollutions that have been affected the human life. This smoke exposure is harmful and dangerous since it contains hazardous gases and chemicals. The air quality index of Australia country is at severe level, where it can cause the fatalities due to the smoke and wildfire incidents. WHO also reveals that children and elderly that exposed directly to the heavy smoke are vulnerable group that can easily be affected by the chronic illness and other cardiorespiratory disease. Although there are specific groups that have been constant to be affected, but the public as whole are majorly facing the side effect of the bushfire. It was recorded that profound, where 5,000 people have been evacuated from the bushfire area, since they are also reported by BBC more than 445 deaths due to the heavy smoke exposure. There are also 3,000 people hospitalized due to the cardiovascular and respiratory problems, and also 1,300 people are being at the emergency department hospital due to in getting the medical care.
My name is Nur Asilah binti Muhammad Yusuf. In conclusion, we can conclude that the bushfire is not the uncommon things anymore. It is the responsibility of us to take care of our environment from any harm which may lead to air pollution. In the perspective of national law, every state has responsibility for the occurrence or a forest fire or bushfire, whether it occurred due to intention or human negligence or due to natural event. This is because the existence of a legal relationship between the state and citizen who are bound by law and regulation in which Each state is obligated to provide protection for every citizen to obtain a clean and healthy living environment, which is part of human right. This is basically explained that the function of a state or government is to regulate human life, to create benefit and reject harm. In addition, the state government should uphold justice, remove injustice, and make society safe, fair, and prosperous. Therefore, law and regulation can more firmly regulate the provision of protection for citizens, not only regarding to the clean and healthy environment, but also to recover from various material losses due to bushfire event.